this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... Is this going to be the final game of this week's hot seat? Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Echo, ladies and gentlemen, is our blue Protoss player representing Planetkey Dynamics. And he goes by the name GunGFuBanDa. His opponent spawning up to the top left-hand position, believe it or not, has been taken to 5-4. As in, he's won in Game 9 3 different times. Possibly even 4 times on the hot seat so far out of the 7 times that he could be winning. So I think it's 4 out of 6 or 3 out of 5, basically. He goes to Game 9 a lot is kind of what I'm saying. But it's going to require Herculean effort to deny him here. Because he is 4-1 up. This is match point for Team Liquid's Bunny. So let's see if he's able to pull this off at a 5-1. He's only ever gotten 5-1 once, by the way, guys. And that was a little bit of an unexpected scoreline against My Insanity's Kane, for anybody wondering. I want to say that was all the way back in week 6 or something similar, but it was quite a while ago. You can see all the VODs on youtube.com/JoRoSaR as well. And all the latest VODs within the last week, you can go to dingit.tv/JoRoSaR and watch the reruns straight from there, as if they were live. So that's kind of cool. These VODs will be available a week after the event, so last week's VODs should be up by tomorrow. In the meantime, I mean, Bunny can continue to do what he's tried and tested here. GunGFuBanDa is undoubtedly the player that needs to maybe mix things up right now. So let's see what he's doing. He's going for the double gas once again, but he has been known to prefer the 4 workers in gas. And this time, okay, no, he is actually going for 4. He did briefly have 3 in that and briefly had 3 in this, but it looks like it was just initial maneuvering. And if GunGFuBanDa is going to be mixing it up, he's certainly not doing it at this stage of the game, as Bunny now is going to be lifting up that Reaper out of the barracks. Lifting up the Reaper. What on earth am I talking about? He certainly doesn't want to lift that up anytime soon. And he's going into his normal game. An SCV going downstairs to expand as well. Very, very chilled out for Bunny right now. And the immediate reactor. So this seems to be his go-to TVP build. I don't think he's really deviated from that except the game he lost. He's just consistently won with this build. And you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And GunGFuBanDa hasn't found a way to break it yet. Mortal Kombat is getting played over here. The Nexus is going to go down. And the probe will be able to get back inside the main base. Here comes the Reaper. The Mothership Core coming out at exactly the same time as the Reaper getting into the main base. And, oh, he might even... Oh, very, very close to killing off that Reaper entirely there. I wonder if a probe is going to get an assist on a kill. No, he's actually just running away. Fair enough. Fair enough indeed. Let's take a look at what the vision is like here. Okay, so we'll be able to spot if the Reaper comes up over here. And Bunny is just going to wait for that Reaper to regain his health. You regain health if you're a Reaper by running around in circles, by the way. If you constantly make yourself dizzy, that's great. That means you're gaining health. And once again, we're going to have the early Twilight Council coming up from GunGFuBanDa, but he needs to do something special with it this time around. And we're looking for that probe. We can see the pylon going down, but Bunny, nope, he's not going to be fed anything, unfortunately, this time. GunGFuBanDa well on top of it and knows all about Bunny's shenanigans with his Reapers. We even have a Stalker here as well, so unfortunately that Reaper is not going to be able to get into Scout without basically sacrificing itself. And no surprises here, ladies and gentlemen. We have more Marines, Widow Mines, and the Starport in production from our Terran player. Just a very, very strong opening. Guys, I really recommend you go back over these games from Bunny and take a look at this TVP build, because it's just something that's so solid that he's been able to do consistently against Protosses. It's been fantastic for him. So definitely make sure you check that out. But I wonder if GunGFuBanDa is about to give us a lesson in exactly how we combat it. Now, this Reaper has had 0 kills, ladies and gentlemen. We've had plenty of games where it's had 2. So, GunGFuBanDa doing a splendid job so far, I have to say. But we have the business end of the stick coming out now. We have 6 Marines and a Widow Mine moving out across the map. So, same situation as the previous game. But we have got a Photon Overcharge, and they will have to come via the natural expansion. Here comes the Reaper into the main base. There is a Stalker there ready to attack. Fantastic immediate putting down of that Photon Cannon there. Nexus cannon even, and it looks like this Reaper is going to bite the dust. So good photon overcharge means that GunGFuBanDa takes, once again, no damage. Now this admittedly is an absolutely excellent place for a Widow Mine. So it gets really frustrating to break out off of 2 bases, but GunGFuBanDa doesn't have to break out off of 2 bases right now. His defense has been perfect. Our Protoss player has done a tremendous job this time, and looking forward to going into a mid-game where he is going to be able to comfortably contest Liquid Bunny. But first we see how long these guys are going to be chilling out here. Bunny looks like he wants to be very, very aggressive, moving the medevac into position as well. That's actually an awful lot of Marines and a good amount of DPS. And here comes the attack. The Observer sees all, and because it's still, Bunny is having actually quite a difficult time actually spotting that right now. And we appear to be waiting with Photon Overcharge to see exactly where the army is going to be. Good blinks backward. Oh, but hang on a second. This Widow Mine is actually doing so much damage. The second one actually going off as well. 6 workers killed so far, but if this army gets cleaned up, it might actually be acceptable. But where is the Mothership Core? It's 95 energy at the moment. These probes, they're running away. The Observer is unfortunately a helpless bystander right now. The probes, so many of them going down to these Marines, and this attack has definitely done what it needed to do. GunGFuBanDa just not quite able to get enough units out in time. Very, very close to being able to do that. I wonder if a couple of Zealots would have made the difference there. He was waiting and just constantly saving up for those Stalkers and that blink. Number of workers killed now 10-0. And don't forget, of course, that Bunny was just making units non-stop, so he's not 10 workers ahead, he's only 5 workers ahead, but with mules as well, that could be quite difficult. We have another drop going into the main base as well. Will these Stalkers be able to blink back? Yes, they do. So he will at least have some forces back very, very quickly indeed. And, oh, he's not going to be able to get the Widow Mines, though, by the looks of things. There were 2 of them. Excellent blink, but the second one picks off a couple of workers as well, and we're going up to 14 at the moment, and this is looking very, very painful for our Protoss player. Ultra aggressive coming in here in game number 6, and Bunny wants to finish it 5-1. He's only ever done this once before. Protosses have been a little bit of a weakness for him. He's been taken to 5-4 against 3 different Protosses, I believe. Absolutely insane, but he does not want that to continue. He wants to try and win this by as comfortable a scoreline as possible. Good repair on that medevac. Easy to forget when you're a Terran player to repair your units. If you're not going mech, for example, it's really easy to just forget because you don't have those SCVs on auto repair on a Thor, for example. But doing a good job of paying attention there. Now, GunGFuBanDa is hurt. He's definitely not out of the game, though. He's got his 3rd base coming down, and he's saying, right, well, I took some damage there. I didn't take quite as much damage as it looked like, because my opponent still had to pump out units like there were no tomorrow. Let's see what this counterattack looks like. Okay, he's got a bunker with SCVs repairing. Fine. That means he's not going to try and attack very soon, and therefore I'm going to try and get my 3rd down. All of this play makes sense from GunGFuBanDa. He's hurting, but he's in a worse position, I guess, in my opinion, but he's certainly not lost at all. And that should be completely fine for him right now. But look at the size of this army. This kind of concerns me. And this is the main reason why I'm hesitant to say it's comfortable. Because at the end of the day, yes, the worker count's kind of even right now. It's 52 versus 52 and you're getting a 3rd base. Well, great, you're economically ahead, right? Well, kinda. At the end of the day, okay, the debris is going to help. But just so much fantastic multitasking coming from Bunny this series means that he's going to be able to drop here and kick so much butt on a moment's notice. Now, look. This is actually quite a long distance into the main as well. But a little bit less for the Blink Stalkers, which are at least able to get up here on a kind of long moment's notice. So it's not too bad, but let's see how Bunny splits up his forces, because this attack could decide the game one way or the other. Good couple of force fields, needed one more really to make that effective to start up with, and actually that's well, we need the Colossi to actually break that down so that Bunny isn't able to do too much damage with this. It looks like this Nexus is going to get sniped as well, splitting up the army so the other half is able to pick off the Nexus. Time Warp goes down, but we're just going to be picking up into medevacs by the looks of things, and that Nexus gets sniped, but at least the 3rd Nexus is down now. Are we going to see some counterattacking damage? This is going to be really, really tricky, though, because Liquid Bunny has just been doing a fantastic job of ducking in, doing damage, and ducking out. He hasn't lost that much as far as his army is concerned. If we take a look at the units lost tab, you can see he has lost a little bit more in terms of resources, but you know what? That more than makes up for the fact that this base just isn't mining, but he's got his 3rd base down as well. So he's doing okay. GunGFuBanDa is in a strong counter-attacking position right now. It's really frustrating that the loss of that pylon over there is actually supply blocked him just a little bit. But let's see if he's able to make this count. Oh, actually, Bunny's decided to take the attack to him before this pylon is complete to see if he can get in before the reinforcements pop in. And one Colossus goes down, a second Colossus goes down. It's going to be enough. Congratulations. And Liquid Bunny, ladies and gentlemen, for the second time in Hot Seat history, wins by a scoreline of 5-1 over Team Planetkey Dynamics GunGFuBanDa.